Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to some more of the SWE European Championships. Today, we've got Northern Ireland's Killian Dain going up against Italy's Fabian Aichner. Now, both of these guys did lose their opening matches in this tournament, so this is very important for the pair of them. It could be their big chance to get a point. Of course, the top three in the group will go through. First and second will get singles matches in the next round, whereas the third position will get put into a triple threat with the third positions from some of the other groups. So it's not as easy to finish third, but it's not game over for you by any stretch of the imagination. And of course, if you finish first, you will face off against somebody who finished second in another group. And likewise, if you finish second, you face off against somebody that finished first in another group. So it does all balance out in the long run. Big slam there by Killian Dain on Fabian Aichner. So in the last round of matches, it was Killian Dain who was on the losing side to Cesaro, who got that clever, smart count-out victory to get that early point. Whereas Aichner was defeated by Drew McIntyre. And that'll be our next match later on today, by the way. Cesaro versus McIntyre. Big match, that one. Possibly the match that might decide who wins the group. Unless one of these two have a say in it on the final day. But I was saying yesterday, there's a hell of a lot of ranking points up for grabs in this tournament. I mean, if you can win all three of your group stage matches, then go on to win the tournament. That's +7 you'll gain from this tournament. Which is pretty huge, really. And I mean, even if you don't actually go on to win the tournament, you're still going to get yourself a hefty amount of points and really raise your shares in this tournament. Aichner now stalking the ground, and Killian Dain dives in with that big... Was that a crossbody? I think it might have been a clothesline, actually, but he landed almost like a shoulder tackle. Maybe it was a shoulder tackle, then that makes more sense, I suppose. Killian Dain slamming Aichner into the announce table. And now standing him gut first again, and maybe Dain has... seen what happened to him in the previous matches. Are you going to try and get a count-out win as well? We've already had a couple of them in this tournament so far, and everyone seems to be trying their luck now, don't they? But Aichner able to get some control, throwing Dain back into the ring and deciding that he doesn't want to win this by count-out. He wants to win this legitimately, but that might not have been the wisest thing for him to do. Aichner now sending Dain into the corner, and he looks like he's going to go Chaos Theory. Yeah, Chaos Theory, German suplex made famous by good old Doug Williams. That's a name I don't think we've put on our rankings yet, Doug Williams. And a nice belly-to-belly as well, and Fabian Aichner really showing some great ability here. More than I was expecting from him. Oh, look at the strength as well to take Dain up, holds him up there, makes him think about it before dropping that big vertical suplex, and Aichner is very much impressing me. Really, really impressing me. And now into another big vertical suplex on Dain. And Aichner's just taken it up another level now. Maybe going a bit too much though, as Dain sends Aichner into the far side, and Killian Dain now is he looking for a beast bomb? Boom! Flat out onto Aichner's gut. Will that be enough for Dain to take the win? No, it's only a 1 count. Aichner once again showing ability here. Dain now have Aichner up on the shoulder, drops him face first across that top turnbuckle pad. With a big uppercut, there's a big strong right hand there by Aichner. Now taking Dain up onto the shoulders. And into that sit-out, hooks a leg, puts his body weight across the chest of Dain, who's just able to break free. Aichner DDT. I am very impressed with Aichner here today, to be honest. I mean, I know he was a decent wrestler. We've seen him in the Cruiserweight Classic, as well as... I think he worked a little bit of Impact, didn't he, after the Cruiserweight Classic, before eventually getting signed up. Oh, a big running crossbody by Dain. That could be enough. Dain's rocking the Crimson Mask as well. Only a 2 count. But yeah, I was aware that Aichner did have good ability in singles. And he's showcasing that here today, really taking Killian Dain to another level. Dain now locking Aichner up in the Tree of Woe. There's no way Dain is considering this, is there? There's no way Dain is considering a bit of coast to coast, surely. I think he is, you know. Killian Dain looking coast to coast. Oh my word. This has been one of the better matches I've had so far, you know. Really has been an enjoyable match, and will that coast to coast be enough to coast Dain into the victory? It will indeed. Killian Dain gets the win, and Fabian Aichner goes 0-2 in this tournament, but you can't begrudge the guy, can you? You really can't. He did so well. He did do really, really well, and it's yeah, it's disappointing for him. I'm sure he would have hoped to walk away with a win, but to be honest, I do think he did well. I do think he did well, and that's what this tournament's about. You mean you showcase your ability to other people, and you boost your stock. I'm just going to update the rankings now. So Killian Dain was on -3, gets his first singles victory to move up on to -2, and Aichner is going to get another singles loss, which moves him down to -4, which is not ideal for him at all, is it, for Imperium? Barthau also on -3 as well, though, so both members of Imperium are quite low. Might have to give them a bit of help at some point in a Cyber Sunday to boost them up. But there we go, victory then for Killian Dain. That puts Aichner bottom on 0. Killian Dain moves up onto 1, and we have Cesaro versus McIntyre coming up later today. One of those two will move up onto 2 points. The other will stay on 1 alongside Killian Dain. I think whoever wins that match between McIntyre and Cesaro have got to... Well, they'll guarantee themselves a place in the next round, I suppose, won't they? The only way Aichner can... Okay, so... Here we go. I can work this out now slightly, right? So if Cesaro defeats McIntyre, then Aichner is out. There's no way for Aichner to qualify if Cesaro defeats McIntyre. Because the way we're doing the groups, if you finish in the same amount of points as somebody, you will go ahead of them if you defeat them in the one-on-one. Because Aichner has lost to both to McIntyre and now to Dain, the only way he can qualify is if he was to defeat Cesaro on the last day. That's the only way for Aichner to qualify now. But that would only happen if Cesaro also loses to McIntyre. So, yeah, if Cesaro beats McIntyre, then we know that McIntyre, Cesaro, and Dain are going through and Aichner's out of the competition. We know that straight away. Anyway, we'll leave it there for now. We're going to come back... is it later on today? It is later on today. We've got one more match left, haven't we, today? And that will be the match between Miro and Nikolai Volkov, or Bulgaria and Croatia. A bit of a local-ish derby. Not too far away from each other. Anyway, I love you and leave you. Good night. God bless. Auf Wiedersehen. See you next time. Bye-bye.